Okay. Oh, cool. The captions are working. That's the quickest they've responded. I hope my camera is centered on the right spot and that my lighting is good. Actually, let me just do a quick check on that so I don't look a fool. Checking it. So, okay, I might look a little fuzzy around the t-shirt, but, I mean, should be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm sure. There's no need for me to have to swap out just for that. Alright. Let me crack open this energy drink before anything. The boy is struggling today. Alright. Oh. Deep breath. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Sergeant Killer Snow, with Snow Studio Games, and today we are going to be continuing with our project, the combat design one, the one called Night Terrors, that features a ninja, even though it's called Night Terrors. It'll be, you know, bound to story why it's that way. Anyway, we're just gonna jump to the live scene so I can show the things as I'm explaining them. Hello. Forgot one lighting adjustment. Get on up there. Take that so I'm not blinding myself. Still kind of blinding myself. That's fine. Photosensitivity sucks. Got my glasses, because getting old sucks. And a lens cloth. Because just existing causes dust. Which sucks. What doesn't suck is how well things have been stringing together in this project now that we have honestly revamped it a couple times. At least each component has been revamped at least once. At least once. We've changed the floor, so it's no longer comprised of two separate solid masses with two separate materials trying to make some sort of illusion. Ever since I saw that there is a moss material in the what do you call it? In the starter content folder, it's like, oh, absolutely. So I dug that out, and I got a copy of it, and it exists right here. And it's like a duplicate of the material too, so I can go ahead and do what I might need to darken it up if I want to go ahead and make a another version of it. There's plenty I can do with it. Get rid. Okay. We also got rid of all of the barrels, and we consolidated that. And by consolidated, I mean expanded. And by expanded, I mean we changed it from just being the breakable object to now having 3 child objects based off of it that just swap out their sprites but do the same things. I haven't got the animations set up. I don't have the flipbook set up yet for the sign, but I want the sign so that way I can have it be something the player can check if they want directions or to read information, but also be destructible signs like they have in Zelda. So I always enjoyed doing that. I'd read the sign first, and then I would cut it the absolute hell up. Just dice it. I think, actually, in the earlier ones, you just smacked it and it would cut it off at the stem, like... Yeah, that's what it was. And then you could play... You usually could play a song to restore it. But it was in Ocarina of Time, the 3D game, where they let you actually have multiple slashes in your combo, and you were able to actually cut that thing into the shape of a flag. You were able to just absolutely dice it. I loved it. It was fun. It was something so minor, but engaging. Enough gushing about that. I went ahead and made the sprites, like the flipbooks for an impact, that I can go ahead and have spawn once. If I just have it play once, you get hit. That's going to be the impact. Wonderful. That's the zombie attack swipe. I just have this pause icon because I used it for the enemy arrow, because the enemy's arrow successfully fires as intended. I just need to expand their range to a reasonable size. Yeah. I thought that one was actually supposed to be the one that was expanded, but I guess not. Got my eyes on you. Also, this might need to be a capsule. I think I'm going to consider turning that into a capsule. Let's check out the archer. I organized the code and stuff. I keep on calling it code. This isn't technically code. This is a script, and it's visual scripting, because there's different types of scripting out there. So let's see. Archer attack. What are we looking at again? The capsule. Or wanting to potentially make it a capsule. You don't want me changing it because it's inherited, of course. Oh, because it is inherited. Damn it. Suck. But technically it should be that way. I'm not sure, because, you know, the archers, they might be able to see, like, a floor down if I'm going to do multiple levels or platforms and stuff, so I want them to be able to detect below. Because there is verticality in this. Okay, yeah, it's fine as is. I don't need to change it. But I do need to expand it. So we're going to pop that out. We're going to bring it over here. Get it kind of to the edge of my screen. And take it around there. Let's move our camera so that way we can kind of see what's going on with the range. I want it to kind of get to where the barrel is. So let's go ahead and expand sphere radius. I think a 500 range is okay. The arrows can hit the barrels as well. Yeah, I don't want that overlap for that to be there. These are going to be okay. And I can leave the other sphere as is. Alright. We can redock the archer there and see how this plays out. He gone. Wait. Okay. Oh no, it's hitting your radius, so you're reacting to it. That's not the intended design. It's not how you should be reacting. Okay. So let's go ahead and go in here. Oh, I technically already have that plugged in. Haha. I'm surprised I didn't get a bunch of errors. I guess technically it doesn't go anywhere. Eh. Okay, so these are the functions that I pre-made and put into the empty brain, no thoughts, not a single one floating through my head, into the damage field. So every time the player attacks or enemies attack, they're generating a damage field blueprint, and it's doing all of the, assigning of damage. I'm also going to make it into the assigner of what sound is supposed to be played based on who called the damage field out and what they hit. So if they hit one of the breakable objects, all the breakable objects that I'm going to put in here are going to be wooden. So it's going to play from a random array of wooden hit sounds. And depending on who is attacking the breakable object, if it's an arrow, it's going to play a thunk sound. If it's going to be an enemy zombie, it's just going to be a generic thunk, like hit sound, like a very dull thud. And if it's going to be the player, it's going to have the swish of a sword beforehand. And then it's going to play the sound of, like, steel on wood cut sounds. Stuff like that. And it'll be determined by pick attack sound and pick hit sound. Pick attack sound is going to distinguish who instigated the spawning of this. If it's the player, it'll play the blade attack sound, and if it's a class, if the class is a child of the enemy template, then we're gonna do a thing over here. Actually, let's go ahead and continue doing the thing over here now that I'm live and I can go ahead and do that. If it's going to be the class is a child of the enemy template, true. See if I can just spawn a generic switch. Oh no. Let's see. Flow control. Oh. Okay. Now help me, brain. What was I actually thinking of? Apparently not the switch. Not that. Not that. I wonder. Let me see about making an array. Well, let me do the thing. I know you have the capabilities. It exists. Apparently not. Well, I need to make them here anyway, so let's do that then. Variable. This one is going to be player attack sounds underscore player attack. There you go. And we're going to turn this into a sound cue. Excuse me. There we go. And then we're going to right click this little icon. Oh. My big ass head's blocking it, ain't it? my captions for real? Okay. Well, I wouldn't be able to explain it to anyone hard of hearing, so let me go ahead and just slide this over for right now and say that this right here, the sounds underscore player underscore attack, right now it represents a single variable. But if you right click it, now it's an array. When you see this this box comprised of cubes, that is Unreal Engine's visual icon for array. Now, if you right-click that again, it goes back to normal. You'd think that's your only options then, right? Wrong. Let me turn my stuff back on. Wrong thing. You just saw a bunch of memes. Hilarious. There we go. So, over here, you see the single, which is what it currently is again. You see array, which is what we just explained. But then there's also set and map. Now, I knew it took me a little bit to learn what set was, and I literally just learned what map is. I just learned about this like a couple days ago. I still haven't used it. I'm nervous to try it. But set is Unreal Engine blueprinting version of C#'s lists. And lists are basically more modular, lightweight versions of arrays that you actually can change the size of it during runtime. Which version of Unreal am I using? I am using Unreal version 5.4. I think. Let me verify that for you. Project settings. I don't remember. I clicked the wrong thing. I do that often. What did I want to do? I wanted to open up Epic Games Launcher. It likes to close itself whenever you open up the engine. So, let's see. Yeah, this project is 5.4. I always try and be careful because my VR project for the collaborative class that I'm in, that I'm going to go back to next semester, I'm not currently in it, that one's in Unreal 5.2, and I don't want to mix up my engine types. Wrong thing. There we go. I can actually close the Epic Launcher. So Unreal 5.4 is the version that I'm currently using. And if you wind up using the same one and noticing that things might look differently on my screen than yours, it's because you can change how your layout looks. And they have certain presets you can use. I also like to... Oh, I definitely should have changed this. We're going to set that to high. There we go. Material quality level at high is fine. Yep. Actor snapping, I don't mind it, but I'm going to leave it off for right now. This is where you can enable snapping for placing your objects and making them, like, perfect. But just remember, it's going to snap to wherever the center of the move tool is. So that could be a little bit of a nuisance. Actually, I think socket, vertex, and planar snapping would change that up a little bit. Anyway, yeah, you can make your layout look however you want. Godot updated a bit since the version you're using. Do you upgrade to the recent one or just finish your test project on the It's always super risky to try and change the engine version on an actively running project. Um, if anything, like you'll notice that when I was in the Epic launcher, that Unreal Engine had like two different engine options for me up at the top, and it was 5.2 and 5.4, and then below that it had all my different projects listed. So what Unreal Engine does and what they let you do is you just download the entire engine for that version, and you can update your version if it's within like. Actually, hang on. Let me rephrase because I don't know if how Godot pushes their updates out. If you want to try out their new features and stuff, you could make a like separate folder, download the new engine to that folder, and then duplicate your project, and then try and run your project in the new engine. The duplicate project, run the duplicate project in the new engine and see how things work. If everything works out the same and nothing breaks on your project and you're all good, then it's safe to do so. You can do these things and test it out without destroying what you're working on. Non-destructive testing. And that's a simplified version that doesn't need to go into like, yeah, make a virtual machine and go ahead and, you know, download these things and all that. And just go ahead and make a copy of your project, download a separate version of that updated engine, and open your duplicate project with the new engine. You're good. Or rather, test it out and see if you're good. Then make your proclamations yourself. I might need to check something out on my arrows. Oh, right, the arrow sound effect. I play that from here instead of the other one because I don't generate a damage field with the arrows. It'll be the same with my knives. Those will be like a throwing knife sound effect, or I'll try and make it like something flying through the air. So the thing I want to check primarily is how safe it would be for me to try and make my arrow fly towards the player instead of just a left or right direction, while keeping the arrow's sprite constantly facing the correct direction. Because we don't want the sprite rotating. We just want the trajectory to kind of rotate, and also the capsule. So I know how to make it like potentially move towards me, but the difficulty therein lies with something else. So hold up. I'm totally gonna do this. And reroute. Because you're there and you're there as well, right? They're both the same. No, that's a component. Let me not mix them up. That goes there. back a little bit. Just feels a little better. Little L bend right there, and then bring it in. Sweet, satisfying organization. Order amidst the chaos of the world. I can control this! I need to stop leaning forward, I realize that. My bad. Okay. Nothing here is for rotation. That's going to be in this. Oh, wait. I need to check if its angle is locked. If the sprite has its rotations locked and everything else is not, let's say, might be able to do something. Where is the option for... Alright. You want me to just search it this way, I guess. Oh, no, never mind. Because the rotation thing is actually in the projectile movement. Hmm. What is the arrow's normal rotation? Typically 0, right? This isn't a sprite I had to flip around or anything. We're not doing any kind of rotation on there. Scale is slightly different, but that's fine, I guess. Set that to a flat 2. We've scaled this thing by 2 in multiple places. This projectile will have its rotation updated each frame to match the direction of its velocity. Oh, wait a minute. So I can set its velocity in a direction and it won't update the rotation of it. Sounds fun. I never knew Windows had a sticky note thing, so now I'm using it to write down some ideas on how I want to create the... Yeah, I've got it. I got it right here. The little combat design notes there. Yep. And then color coding your stuff so that way you can know which sticky note is for what. I have I don't have any blue sticky notes on there right now, but the blue ones are for when I have an appointment within the next like 3 days, so that way I don't forget. And various other color coordinated reminders. Also matches all the blue sticky notes that are now so strewn around my very cluttered desk. I can't wait to have time to clean this. Like, really clean this. You have no idea how to change the color of the notes yet? Hang on, we'll take a little diversion here for a second. Right there, the 3 little dots. That's it. You could dock it to the side of your screen by opening up, you know, the main sticky notes thing. You can use this to take screenshots and have the screenshot be a sticky note. So you can do that. You're going to do the thing. It says source Unreal Editor, so you can put a source to where your thing is coming from. I don't know why the screenshot thing ain't working. But it's decent. Definitely good to help try and keep organized. I don't like having the docked part because it does take up part of my screen that I don't want it to take up. Why did that minimize? Damn, it minimized everything I had. There we go. So my archer might have to just adjust where it's firing. So currently, fire an arrow, goes here. First, we are set to not attacking. Why are we set to not attacking? Miss Scusi? That's weird. Alright, so we set that to attacking. Oh, that was probably why it was continuously firing an arrow if we ran in and out of the field. Well, that's one mystery solved. So we've got that now. So we shouldn't have this guy spamming his arrows if you're just jumping in and out of the edge of his range, because then that might get a little oopsie daisy. But where do we select your angle of attack? That's where we spawn it. I guess technically it just goes to wherever the forward vector would be. So right here we have the transform, the Y transform for the arrow. And that's basically just inverting it, but only in its transform state. It still travels in the right direction and everything. It's strictly for the aesthetic, so the arrow doesn't look like it's flying backwards whenever it goes to the left. The rotation is what's going to matter. So I think what we need to do to refine this script a little bit is first off, I'm going to copy everything except for the actual name of the function and that comment there, because it's not needed. And I'm going to have this here as a backup just in case I mess this up. Is Blueprint somewhat easy to understand, or at least get used to? If only my PC did not hate Unreal so much, I could use it. Yeah, Blueprint is, well, I know that several engines actually have visual scripting components. I haven't taken the time to learn Unity's visual scripting. I've also heard kind of conflicting things about their visual scripting, but I also have heard people that absolutely hate Blueprint. It's a matter of preference. People like this more than walls of text being scripting what I do when I'm doing my Unity projects, where I have the vertical monitor up and it has just like black background, green text, or various multicolored text. It can be a little daunting to look at and get used to, but when you look at it in this form, it makes it a little easier because you see just like an easy to understand name. Then it's just kind of more plain text and easier, user-friendly and beginner-friendly. Additionally, if you go into the Unreal Marketplace, or now it's called Fab Market, go in there and try and find the Unreal Engine tutorials. I think they have them available as add-ons already, like in the engine as well. So, like there's a lot. They want people to learn how to use their stuff without just complaining at them. So let me see about this real quick. I'm gonna move this down. That does remind me, I want to give my archers the ability to launch themselves back a little bit, like do a back jump, almost like a back flip away from the player if the player gets too close, but it'll have like a 5-second cooldown so the player can just close the distance again and smack them. But it may give the archer an extra chance to fire an arrow. Who knows? So we're going to scoot this over here now, and I'm going to go ahead and say this is the archer. I'm going to need to have another one of these select nodes. So I'm going to put this one up here next to the rotation pitch, and I'm going to say select. And we're going to turn this into... No, you're not supposed to be an int. Damn it. Actually, I'm going to copy this one. Pretty much exactly. But I'm going to put it up here. So, depending on if we're facing right or not, what will the... Well, the rotational data will still be kind of the same, I guess. Let me leave that alone. Let me just get the math done. So, this actor location, I'd say what? Not the look at function. I keep... There we go. Find look at rotation. Find a rotation for an object at start location to point at target location. Sehr gut. So if we're gonna have to split this since we already have this split, and then we can get the player location. Because it will definitely be the player that it's targeting to attack. Also plug in here, thank you. And here, yep, yes sir. And right there. Oh, wait a minute, that's from the damage field. That's not where we kind of want it to be at. I plugged in the wrong values. This one. Find a look at rotation between this and... uh-oh. Where's my reference? I don't have a reference to the player, do I? Of course I don't. Make no sense. I think I should actually just be able to... Yeah, there we go. Get player character. Location. Yeah, get world location. Or get actor location. That should work just fine as well. Coil these up a little bit and plug that right in there. And suddenly we have a look at rotation. Split the struct. Now, what was the actual... I'm clicking a wall. There we go. This was... It was Z rotation, huh? This would be facing forward for it, which is not the... Oh, it is the X. Alright, fine. I actually want to keep seeing the character's pill sprite. Or rather, the transform gizmo for it. No, I don't. I actually just want to keep seeing the arrow that tells me when I'm facing forward. That's what I want to see. That is absolutely what's going through my head right now. Why are you not letting me, like, look at this arrow component? What is wrong with you? Oh, do I not actually have, like, another arrow there? Okay. Fine. I'll add another one. Debug underscore... Oh, wait. I just need to get the arrow first and then name it. Debug underscore arrow. It's red. It will face forward. And... not hidden in-game. I also want this thing out here. Now the reason I do this is because I want to see something. Specifically, I want to see... Nice. Uh-oh. That didn't play the right break animation for the barrel, so I have to take a look at that. Oh, yeah, that means it's gonna hit him, like, extra. Okay, so... yeah, so it fires to the left, the character is still looking to the right, though. So, I'm pretty sure all my characters do that. Where they're not actually rotating their capsule bodies, they're just... all the calculations are just being inverted while keeping the character technically facing forward in the right direction. Even when they turn around during patrols and stuff, they're still technically facing the right. They're just walking backwards and their sprite is playing in the opposite direction. Which could make the math a little bit easier. So I needed... spawn transform rotation, right? Nope. Let me try that one. So we typically don't plug in the rotational information because we just wanted it to go forward. Oh, saw that. Yeah, see, the sprite rotated and it's firing off in a weird way. Unplug that. See if everything goes back to normal, because I also noticed that it only fired one arrow. Oh, that barrel broke just fine. aren't you continuously attacking me? You should be continuously attacking me. So I think for the archer, actually toggling that set attacking to from false to true somehow broke the logic of the loop, even though that's what it's supposed to do. Is, I don't know. I'll have to see what's happening behind the scenes for the archer now that I've changed that. I might remove it temporarily because my assignment that is due by 9 in the morning is to have like a fully playable first level. And by fully playable, it just means that there's stuff to break, give us a goal to try and meet, and make it good. Just make everything that's included the functional working stuff. And I'm like, I can do that. I don't know, can I? Let me see, let me toggle this off and then see if he goes back to doing the actual intended repetitive attacks. Negative, what happened to you? What else did I do to them? I don't recall. I do like how the arrows look now. Okay, so now he's doing it. Wait, was it because the zombie also walked into your range? Is that why you also did it? Let me try the X rotation. Nope. No different. Also, I didn't like that it actually rotated the, I didn't like that it rotated the sprite when I tried this. I might lose this. Push this back up. Something. Yeah, bring yourself down there. Bring this up here. Be nice and cozy. Coding is fun. I am actually glad to hear you say that because I find it actually kind of entertaining. Not even like on an intellectual, like, ooh, it make me feel brainy thing. It's more of a really simple thing when you come to think about it. Because what you're doing when you're coding or you're scripting is you're telling something how to do something. Not just baby steps to it, but like baby steps, like infant steps, like fetal steps. Every little tiny thing that goes into it. You're not telling them like, okay, in order to walk, lift your left foot, put it in front of you, put it down. You're telling it, hey, your left foot, which by the way means the main foot at the bottom with all 5 toes attached and the heel, and then the connected ankle, and then, you know, everything up to I'd say about 50 centimeters high up there. Go about 50 centimeters high, 50 units high, and then bend it at around the halfway point, and that is called lifting your leg, all right? Do that first. Okay, good. Coding. That's what it is. I love how my captions called it Cody instead of coding, but I guess it's kind of hard to enunciate G's when you're just kind of going. So what was I going to attempt here? All right, we set the actor location, we do this stuff. That's all well and good. I think what I'm going to add on to this is velocity based. Let's see. Updates velocity and acceleration based on current state, applying the effects of friction and acceleration or deceleration. Does not apply gravity. Okay. Internally during movement updates. Don't need to call this from outside code. Okay. The applied push force will try to get the physics object to the same velocity than the player, not faster. Okay, nope. Not what I'm looking for. Nope. Okay. I need to set velocity here. See, I'm trying to see if there's math already available to calculate like movement velocity specifically, because seeing as how velocity is it's considered a vector 3 because it's telling it where to move in a three-dimensional space, and it's constantly like updating it to that. I don't personally know the math off the top of my head for it, if there is any that I needed to do. That's gravity Z, get plane constraint, no. I might have to do the... Let me copy this, paste it here, recombine this, and do the look at function, but we want the look at rotation. Going to this. I'm gonna try this again. See if I can logic it out down here in a way that will actually give us a trajectory and velocity to set the arrow to, so that way it actually flies towards the player. Because it feels like kind of a cheap trick if, you know, it's supposed to detect when the player's below them to shoot at them, and they just keep shooting in a straight line left or right. So let's find that look at rotation. So we would want... I need to stop clicking the wall. Yeah. Okay. So that would be the Y. And that would be that. Okay. So the X I don't really need to worry about, but the Z and the Y I do. So X, don't worry about it. Z and Y, worry about it. And let's see. Trajectory. Ah, there we go. Make trajectory sample. Ooh, what's this? Adds a node that, but you don't actually explain it. Relative accumulated time that the sample is associated with 0 for, no. Just like, type angle and see what it gives us. It's one of the things I like about scripting programs and coding programs, even the visual ones. They let you just kind of type in something, and then they'll give you context relevant stuff. Depending on the settings, of course, you can turn off that context sensitivity and get absolutely bombarded with everything that has to do with that single word that you put in. But for now, I'm just going to keep it to this. Rotate vector around axis, vector cosine, no. I might have to just do a quick lookup. Yeah, I'm going to do a quick lookup. Open up a new tab off screen here and say, in blueprint, I'll do make a new velocity for a bullet. So travels together. Instance of bullet actor, yeah, got that. Projectile movement component, yeah, definitely got that. And oh, wait a minute, was I actually pulling off my own character movement? That's crazy. That's crazy. No wonder I couldn't find it. I needed to pull off of this and get movement. Ugh. Okay. Show me what you got. That's bounce angle. There's velocity under. Nope. Set limit. Nope. Set velocity in local space. True, this projectile will have its rotation updated each frame to match the direction of its velocity. Oh yeah, that's the rotate towards velocity stuff. It's not which one I want. And that's not what I want either. Open up all of them. All of it. Forward gameplay queue. Nope. I don't like that it has them all collapsed. I want to be able to see them all right now. Animation data actually won't help me at all. Me using my brain. Negative, not doing anything with those. Classes, arrow, and the BPI. Nope. Not those either. Find control rigs, negative. Default. Negative. None of those. Instant input, nope. Utilities. Got any utilities I can use? Not get class or any of that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Doesn't look like it has anything that it can help me with. Physics object. No. Worthless. Okay. Let's see. Set initial velocity of the bullet using set velocity function. Okay. Projectile movement. Set initial velocity equal to. Yeah, that's easy for the spawning it at a location. I know how to do that. Bullet move towards player. I don't want to actually use a move towards like command because I know that might exist. Because I don't want it to automatically track to the player. I just want it on initial like spawning to aim like in the direction of the player and then let loose and travel straight in that direction until it dies. Aha! Finally. Someone with some good sauce. Okay, actor location. You're making a transform out of just the location. You could have just split that, but that's fine. Get player, pawn, actor location, whatever it's okay, doing the same thing that I'm doing. And then the forward vector normalized with impulse set to the property. That's got it. Yeah. Let's just see if using step velocity will do the right thing. Because the rest of the math that I put in was technically correct. I just needed to recombine this. Yeah. And then what was it? Yep, get forward vector. And hopefully that should do the thing. Possibly, maybe. Oh. It did not. Although unchecking the setting attacking to true did make him able to, you know, just infinity attack again, which is great. But exiting and re-entering does re-trigger another attack, breaking the timer out. At least the special attack is satisfying. So, doing that with the velocity doth not work. Now, what if... trying to make decisions here. I'm not quite sure what to do. We have those two there, we have that there. So, in theory, if I put this here, if I'm gonna go ahead and add a node and break it up again, I may as well just keep the same one. I just prefer that it stay the hell over there. Woo! Put damage field and just perch it up top here. So this spawns an arrow. These can bump up here. Step by step. Oh, this actually needs to be here. Cool. Go up. You got promoted. Okay. Need to figure out how to get that to rotate the right way. This was not it. Unless... having trouble trying to figure out exactly where I should be putting the rotational info. Transform rotation seems like the better bet. And I was... Okay, yeah, no. Now that I think about it, I'm doing it based off of a binary Y left or right. And the Y value was one of the ones that I needed to pay close attention to, because technically I'm rotating that arrow 180 degrees. So we can keep that for the left and right. Or rather for the up and down. But the yaw, the left and right, needs to be swapped up, I think. So let me not do this here. I'm going to disconnect this. I'm just going to get rid of that for right now. This needs to get plugged back in there. That's very important. The reason I'm so willing to chop this up right now is because I did make a safe copy of everything that was functional and working over here. So no matter what changes I make to this, it'll be fine. This is called working non-destructively. Okay, now my knees are starting to bug me. I need to go ahead and sit down. Oh boy. Oh, this is perfect. It should just be like this. This is the angle. Fortunately, my wrists would snap themselves in half trying to type like that. Okay. Next up is to continue trying to figure this out. We set the actor location for that, that's fine. Because that's for its spawning location, being at the right spot on the archer, instead of shooting out of the middle of its torso randomly. It will actually shoot from the appropriate location. C. Rotate the world forward vector by the given rotation. And I don't think using just a single one will work. Alright. Break that off. Let's try just that for now. Again, I think I already tried it, but we're gonna try it again. Also, I need to go into my enemy template. I need to figure out that thing. You know that thing? It's an important thing. Oh, where's my damage field as well, actually? Event graph. On component begin overlap. Component has tag C damageable. Okay. Oh. So then what components have C damageable? None of them do. So you were just responding to the other part of the trace. Got it. So which capsule component do I want you to react to then? Crap. Component tag for that? Or do we want... I think the body trigger. Oh, the body trigger is labeled as such. So then, in theory, if I go ahead and change up over here, it's got to be something here. So it's currently set to a class filter, looking for the damageable blueprint interface. Okay. So instead, why don't I look for get actor of class enemy template. Actually, I don't think get actor of class is the right one. I don't want any in-asset data. I don't need an input. I just need get class. Class defaults would be for... No, that's for something else. Get interface class. Nope. Tool menu. Nope. Select class. Nice. That might be one of the things I look at, actually. Hang on. No way to add extra nodes on it. Shame. Get down. Okay. This has got to be it. Yes. Okay. Enemy template. Yes. So if we get this class, hopefully this will give us a something to do with the child components. Let me try that again without accidentally auto-hitting anything. Okay. So we're going to expand this a little bit. It's this starting check, I'm pretty sure, that's causing the collision on the, what do you call it? The aggro range check. Because it's only checking for actors and then checking if they have the actor class filter. Actually, let's see. Capsule overlap. Components. And let me see if I can, let's see, component class filter. I don't want a class filter on there. Wouldn't want to do it by class. Is there a way I can change that? Nope. Well, let me change it. Let me look around on the player. Well, the class for these is what? What is your parent class? Source, inherited, blueprint, sphere collision. The other one would be capsule collision. think. I'm not frozen. I'm sorry. I think I spend a little too much time thinking. I think. Oh, I can get rid of the debug arrow now too because I know that the archer isn't actually turning. So debug arrow be gone. Recompile that. I didn't test if it was going to aim that at me just yet because I want to test this first. Make sure that attacking doesn't just trigger as soon as I'm in someone's bubble. So the first check here should be, I need an instigator. So we get the instigator and we want to make sure that the class of the instigator if the instigator class is enemy template, let's pop this into a branch. Pop this in here. I need to select the class, enemy template as the parent class. So this will basically check and make sure that the chain, the hierarchy chain of inheritance has the enemy template somewhere above the class of whatever is, you know, using this. And that's for when enemies are using this. If it's false, then it's going to be the player using it, and I want the player to use this logic. Looking for, oh... It would be looking for this, and this would be what? Capsule collision? Yeah, capsule component, right? More than likely. The enemy template, capsule component, body trigger capsule. Yes, you're a capsule component. Parent, none. What is your... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Close that. I'm fairly certain I'm right. In which case I will leave the rest as is, and that means that all my enemies share the same capsule component that have the appropriate tag already on it. So first things first is we check for... Well, first things first, I'm going to drop this, actually. I'm going to drop down here and bring this up here. Bring that up, move that over. Nope. Nope. Don't do it. I like stacking things up because I like to build vertically rather than just really, really long streets of just having to scroll over and over and over and over infinitely. So on false, meaning it's not an enemy, we go to the overlap capsule components instead of capsule overlapping actors. And then we plug in the same values. So it's going to be the same values. What's your object type? I just realized. Let me double check what you're set to. You're set to world dynamic. World dynamic is one of the ones. Cool. So you will be checked. Actors to ignore should quite literally just be an array containing stealth, but it's fine. I can take this, move it up here. So long as that is not empty, it would basically do the same thing there. What was the other part to this that I was thinking of? Oh, right. To make sure that we're hitting the right capsule component. Let's see. So for each one, branch, if the array element, which would be whatever the capsule collision thing is, has tag. Hey, Abman, welcome. Let me just copy the tag directly so I don't oopsies. We know how that goes. There we go. So now in the body of this loop, we're checking to see if Nintendo are getting the small fries now and suing them for emulating games that were on the Switch. They deep dived in this guy's playthrough and worked. Yeah, after Pal World, they're getting a bit more petty, I should say. I was gonna say just they're getting a little petty, but they've always kind of been that way. They're notorious for it. That's why people don't often try and do anything that might upset Nintendo, because they will absolutely take things to court, manage things in, you know, courts over there. And over there, they probably have a lot of political sway. No use glossing over it. So it's very, you know, when you're treading across them in that way. Pal World is doing it. More power to them. I hope they succeed. Because they had an idea. It was based off of largely an already existing concept, but one minor tweak caused an entire resurgence of interest in the entire genre, so I wouldn't call those negative actions. Nintendo's got enough money, they don't need to keep on capitalizing on a franchise that has been around for like 30 years. They can let other people take the reins now. I grew up on Pokemon, but after a while even I stopped caring because it was just starting to get a little ridiculous that all the monsters were starting to get a little that's all I can say. And then the mega evolutions and everything, y'all realize that's digivolving, right? When they ran out of their own ideas, they jumped on someone else's idea and hoped that no one would notice. I noticed. Only had about 14 views in each of his videos, but someone probably reported him. That's what it is. If it has almost no exposure, then someone just doesn't like the guy and they fucking snitched on him and put him directly in their sights. So we loop through this, but we should only do that if we pass the check of is not empty. So we'll make a branch there. If it's not empty, then we jump to this loop. If it is empty, then we can jump down to nowhere, because that's on overlap, so it just wait. That thing can wait until it's triggered. On component has tag. If the component does indeed have the tag, then it jumps down and does the thing down here. Excellent. So I can still leave this here because it's not technically being called at all. This was on a YouTube alternative that no one goes to called D Live. Yeah, so someone on D Live said, I don't want this dude to have anything ever. And they reported him to Nintendo. That's what happened there. Which pin? Object types? What do you mean? Oh, right, this one. I forgot about plugging that part in. Boop. Okay, so in theory, this should work. For things spawned by me. I still need to do the same for the enemies. Because honestly, it shouldn't matter. I'll keep it like that. It's kind of the same, kind of not. Because the enemy doesn't need to go through an array when they're attacking me. They just need to attack me. And this is still looking for damageable. So technically this could still work to also damage the, what do you call it? Breakable objects. I could further enhance the zombies' AI if I wanted to, and whenever they detect a wall and are supposed to flip around, they could also detect if the wall that they're detecting is not a wall. Basically, just a secondary check on the collider that checks the walls to also check for breakable objects and then start attacking if it detects them. That'd be a fun one. Alright. Time to see if this functioned. I know that we also are expecting a possible change in rotation for the arrow that fires. Everything else should be fine and unchanged, so let's check that. So the arrow, so it is definitely flying in a different direction. And by the looks of it, I am no longer injuring enemies that I shouldn't. But I can definitely still fight them. Nice. Unfortunately, it seems like my breakable objects don't want to obey the whole, you can't react to me hitting you after you've been knocked over. The fuck? So let's take a look at this. It's looking for what now? Access none, trying to read property, component bound event, other comp. Okay. Where? I still don't understand which part was giving it the issue. So I think I'm just going to disconnect these. And even disconnect that and let it be as is. I think our player also has the component thing. Let me find out. Better to be safe than sorry. We have on our player the player damage trigger and your tag. Do you have one? I do not see. You do. Okay. Okay. That's fair. We can close that. So that means that should work without this. Because it'll find the capsule collider and it will check and make sure that it's damageable. So we need to make sure that whichever one it is not the instigator. That's how we're going to modify this last bit here. Also going to delete this now. There you go. Not equal. Okay. So I think we can get our reorganization here. And still organizing. Scoot it over. Too far. Too scooted. Alright, we check if it's empty. Correct, correct. And component has tag and is not. I'll have to check the actor itself. Get owner. There we go. Boop. And just like that, we have a check to see if the owner of the component that we're attacking is the instigator of this damage field or not. And the point of it is to combine it with this other bool here. So we verify first if it has the tag that lets us damage it, and then if it does, make sure that it's not from the person that called the damage field. We don't want to hurt ourselves in our confusion, like Pokemon. Bridging back to that randomly. Let me drag this up here. That ought to do. To some degree. Okay. Try it again. Disconnecting the rotation thing that we did, because that did not work there. Yeah, buddy. Hit me. Oof. Boy hit me twice. No interruption on that. Hold up. Oh, because my okay. My heavy damage field is still based off the prior formula. What is happening here? Component bound event other comp. Alright, so let me toss an is valid. How's that? If it's valid, we go there. If it's not, we go nowhere. Yeah? Yeah. How about that? So we get the other actor only for the receiving hit and the target. Cool. That should prevent any more of those errors from popping out. Enough of these arrows are spawning. I should have an infinite time. Cool, no more errors. So it now will only go through that if it's actually valid. Check. I love this little node. Fixes so many problems. So now we need to get that rotation thing right. What if we just recombine the struct and use this? What's the worst that could happen? Let's close out the simplified controller. Don't need that open right now. Okay, so it looks like it's still flying in the same forward vector direction without actually coming towards the player, but it looks like it's aiming at the player. It's just not traveling towards the player. And I think it's because it's traveling in the forward direction of the archer. Max. We're gonna look for... Okay, nope. Apparently not. Let's go here to projectile movement. Yep, get projectile movement. Nope, forward is not what I'm looking for, I guess. So, what is your... I'm gonna go ahead and create a little variable here. Debug underscore velocity. I'm gonna set that to a vector, and when it spawns... Oh, this isn't the archer. Whoops. It's fine, actually. Because I think I want to... Let's see. To string. And... print string... Yeah, no, this shouldn't be in the archer. Never mind. trying to do this a convoluted side way is not the way for me. I just want to do this. Debug underscore velocity. We're going to do that in here. Set debug velocity. Actually, I don't think I even need that anymore. Tick. Give me event tick and get velo. You're really not going to show me the velocity? You make me drag out the separate component. That's crazy. Get velocity. And we're going to print string. This should do an auto convert there. And on our player, I'm actually going to disable our debug. It's actually in our player controller, the one that I closed, saying we're done messing with this. It's wild. We have the start there. Chain calls, movement, jump, damage window, event tick. Ground trace. Oh no, it was on, that's right. It's over here, event on possess. I'm just gonna disconnect that and we will no longer have our personal debugs happening. Now we're gonna see this on event tick and watch it update. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me also change the rotation thing. I want to see exactly where it's flying. I want your exact info. Exactamente. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot it. It at least needed this in the transform rotations Y. Okay. So that makes the X value exactly 500. So you should definitely be done by now. And that X value doesn't change. Scoot down a little bit. New arrow comes out. Printing. They all die at about 60 something units. Okay. But when they spawn, they start moving in the negative X direction there, and over here it would be still going in the negative X direction, but it now... No, that's the same traveled... Oh, yeah, that's right, because we're just dealing with the actual rotational thing. So let's see what happens if I change the velocities Y. What if I... Get velocity. So let me split the struct. say that X is fine, Z is fine, but I want you to go ahead and set the Y value to the look at rotation. Although I don't know which value it would be looking for specifically. So let's do that. And see how that goes. Because it should still print out the velocity once we swapped it up. All right. That Y value does not ever change. Also, your direction doesn't change either. That should be updating based on, you know, when the arrow is calling. Face right. Attack direction. Attack direction should be, yeah, just facing direction. And that should be called combat target sweep. If the player's still in range, then we need to do, let's see, pick attack direction, which automatically does the adjust facing direction and then does the combat sweep. So yeah, I'll do pick attack direction first instead. Oh wait, that just goes to the attack cooldown check, actually. We take a look at the attack cooldown check once more. We're going to pick attack direction. Because again, that brings us to the adjust facing direction, combat target sweep, and attack cooldown chain all in one. We'll also toss it on here as well. Just as a thing, because we don't want the enemy to not adjust their facing direction if you are dancing around within their aggro range. Oh boy! That went great! Pick attack direction. What happened? Access none, trying to read target of attack. Okay. So what we'll do is valid. Surprised that it, like, legitimately broke it. Oh, because infinite loop. I see. Try it again. Okay. It's back to doing its thing. But you're not adjusting your facing direction. Like, I can't make this a pure cast node because it needs an input. I mean, technically, I think I could. But that would require another, like, recode of the enemy. Don't want to do that. Where did I put those changes at? Right, I put it here and there. Remove it from there and try it just there. What? Bro. Bro! It just doesn't want to do the thing anymore. Oh yeah, I should also adjust my heavy attack field. This is unfortunately looking for... Okay, yeah, it looks for target to burst away. If it's child of... that, or child of that. Breakable object. Okay. So if it's child of enemy template, plug that target into enemy so that way I can get a copy of the enemy. And then make sure that they get blasted away from the instigator, being me, the player. At an amount equal to this impulse force. Excellent. Do that. Do this. Bring it over a little bit more, yeah. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't see why this would freak out about anything. Oh, wait, I could probably just also... is valid. Yes! I want one of those. There you go. And then an event. I can probably get rid of that, but I'll leave it be. I don't need this anymore. Scan for collisions, that's fine. Set it to rise, keep foot reference. Funny. And the rest of these are just looking for their collisions on... Yep, they're looking for the interface. Okay. So... here's how I'm going to have to do the adjustment. Well, other comp is going to do has tag, component has tag, C underscore damageable, and then get instigator, actor location. Okay, so that's fine. I really just needed that one, huh? Yeah, probably just needed that one. So we check if it has the tag, and then we check that it is not right. Owner. make sure that the owner of the component is not equal to the instigator of the damage field. And then the rest is actually accurate. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. We'll just do this. And have other comp plugged in right there. And instigator owner is what gets plugged into... Excuse you. Yeah. Luckily, that brought my attention to the fact that I did an oopsie. So there's different get owner nodes. We want to make sure that we grab the correct one, get owner, where the target is an actor component and not a whole actor. Plug that in there, and voila. Delete that there. Grab this up here. Other comp gets there and there. And that gets there and there. Oh, don't want to delete the and. I also just noticed I have to plug in the actor location node again because that is something that is required. And I oopsied on that. Now I'll just have to kind of wing it and figure out which actor they meant. Or I meant. And it's... Okay, I think I still have it plugged in up here, actually. Yeah. So the actor location would be the instigator versus the other actor. So we have other actor right there, and this one would be the instigator. Instigador. Instigador. Muy bien. Okay, so in theory... Nope, that still hit his field. Yeah, that's not good. It's still hitting detection fields. And I don't know why. Set damage amount. That's if it's the player, it'll jump there and get what our damage amount is, and if it's not, then, or if it fails, it automatically just sets it to 1, which is fine. Let's see, what is this? The scan for collisions. Oh, Lord! Oh, good heavens. Okay. I can do better. What is wrong with me? Alright, so it does already do a for each loop there, but this is very chunky. So I think I want to make an OR bool here. And we're gonna do... two different types of overlapping actors, I guess. Actually, it's dependent on the burst. So the burst away will take care of that, actually. This is just the scan for... God damn. I feel like there was a class or something plugged in there that's now no longer there. Okay. I'm going to say... I'm going to grab references to all these guys, and I'm going to array, make array, unplug that, add the other 3 pins. Oh wait, actually, yeah, they were in the correct order before. It doesn't really freaking matter. Doesn't effing matter. Okay, it matters. It's bugging me. Let me stop shrimping. Better posture. I don't want to put on my back brace. Because I'm old. Also, growing up in an age of technology, you just kind of wind up getting slumped. Good posture will keep your back from hurting. There you go. So we make an array, and then for each loop here, pop that in there, get overlapping actors for each of those things, and with the class filter of... Oh, damn. If set only returns actors of this class or subclasses. Class is child. Ah, dang. Yeah, I guess we'll just leave it like that. I was going to try and put a class filter for, like, the children of that class, but they don't let me do that. So now that we've gone through, and every overlapped actor should be added to, or appended to, actors detected. And once it's been appended to said array of actors detected, then we check and make sure that the instigator is not included in that pile by checking like that. Oh no. It's not compatible with array of pawn object reference. Really? Okay. It's fine. Contains instigator. Boop. That's the next thing to check. Branch. Branch! Brûlé! Okay, and false would take us to another branch. But a true would take us to that fancy little remove node. So we'll just drag this off from here, remove, and add instigator to that list, or plug that in so that way it would remove the instigator if they are randomly added. This is so that way our player doesn't get added to the list of things to get hurt and or blasted away by our own special attack. We already have this up here, but this is long and messy. We're making it better. So at false, go straight to this. There. False would go to this. And that would be after actors detected is checked for is empty. And if it's not empty, that's when we will set damage amount. Actually, this check here should happen on the finish. Now that I think about it. I'm going to unplug that there, and we're just going to grab the local variable for actors detected. So once it's completed going through this and adding all of the detected actors, we're going to check if it's empty, and if it is not, we set the damage amount. And then it goes into the next for each loop. And that's going to go through the same array, and it's going to do that. So we can move this here, loop the body, plug the array in here, plug that in there, damage to deal there, target to burst away right there, and array to remove, oh, sorry, array index right there. For this array. There you go. So now that we've recrafted that a little bit, this should hopefully work a little bit better, just flow-wise. I'm just going to take this and plug that in there. The rest of those should be relatively ignored. So let's see how our heavy attack does. Actually, before I do that, set damage amount is normal, burst away from player, target to move is valid, scan for blah 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 blah. Before we try and apply damage to anything, we're gonna do valid checks. Only if it's valid do we do damage and try and burst it away from the player. If it's not valid, then we're just going to jump straight to the remove it from the index and get it the hell out of there. Now let's see about a test. Possibly, maybe. I know I seem really wishy-washy about it. I promise it's not the case. Just trying to be certain so that way we don't have like another crash happen. Let's give it a shot. So you still stop attacking randomly, and you're not updating yourself to attack in the opposite direction. Hey, yo, okay, cool. I thought I really launched it. Yeah, see, he shouldn't have been hit by that. Zombies, night terrors, night terror zombies. Do you have something on your collide? Overlap checks. None of those are for... Okay. That's not a relevant thing there. I don't know why I went back to that. Why are they still hitting? Oh, that's right, because I'm getting overlapping actors. Okay, so what if instead I get overlapping components, yeah? And then out of the overlapping components, I check for each component. Has tag C underscore damageable. We're going to take this method, the original one, and we're going to slide it over. It's not going to be deleted. And that's not even the original one. That's the original remade original one. You know, because nothing need be confusing here. We're going to just take these and slide them down and away a little bit. Slide this out of the way a little bit more. I'm going to put this here. So it's basically going to be a for each loop with another for each loop in it. You can do such things. It can get a little convoluted, a little annoying to keep track of sometimes, but it can actually be very beneficial to iterate across multiple things multiple times. So basically, in the body of this loop, we're checking each component in our overlap to see if they have the component, and if they do, we're going to get owner. All right, we're going to get owner for component array element get owner. I didn't want it to be specific to any one component. So we get that component, we get the owner, and then the owner gets added / appended . So if I go ahead and grab a copy of this array, and I go to add, boom, there you go. So if it has the tag, and that's true, we'll get the owner. I knew I needed that and bool for something. We want to get the owner, and we also want to, well, we want to check the tag, and we want to check that the owner is not the instigator. Get instigator. There we go. So now basically, ultimately, this is looking for overlapping components in each of our damage fields, and when it detects one, it will go ahead and do a component tag check and check also to see that whoever it's colliding with isn't the owner of the damage field, meaning me, the player. Assuming those things are true, then it'll add the actor to actor detected, which means I won't need this. Wait, was it there, or it was over here? Yeah, there we go. That was the other check that I was doing. Nice. So that adds things to the actor detected array, which is fine. That would only remove myself from it, and I've made it impossible to add myself with this. So then we can... That completes itself. And then that would just move on to the next component. Okay, yeah. So this is all supposed to be in the body of this loop. And then it jumps down to this one. Which means that this can be excised. And I'm still leaving the original long, huge thing up there, just in case. I also forgot to clear. Clear actors detected. We'll grab this, get actors detected, clear, and add that on completed once it goes through everything. Because once they're done, we don't want any chance of anything being left behind in memory. I'm going to take us to the Be Right Back scene. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'm going to grab a snack. Give me approximately like 5 to 7 minutes. It's currently 7:23 my time. Expect me back by no later than 7:30. So like 7 minutes at the most. Good snacks. Probably ate too quick. Okay. Whew. A friend of mine is driving across several states, so I'm constantly checking on him. Okay. First, before I modify this anymore, I need to make sure that this works. So it still works for these. Hell yeah. Ah, but it's not applying the impulse correctly yet. At the very least, we know that the detection is going correctly. That's a good thing. And then burst away from player, so... What's it checking first? Maybe the impulse factor's too low? Or let me double check what's being fed into it, actually, now that I think about it. Target to burst away is, yeah, supposed to be someone from actors detected. Which I'm not gonna have, like, bridging down like that anymore. Let's go ahead and just plug that in nice and neat there. And then I can even do that and get rid of that. Damn it. There. I noticed that there weren't any errors whenever I stopped the simulation too, so that's a good thing. They shouldn't be accepting anything after they get destroyed. So this isn't even going to that point, huh? Yeah, it's not hitting that. I don't know how it's not, because we're dealing damage. Unless that damage is only from the first damage field that spawns. Then that'd be kinda nutty. Screw it. Bring that shit up here. We'll toggle the breakpoint here then. We know the damage is getting done. This should also be a thing. Okay. I think I'm gonna disconnect these. Yeah. Do that. And instead, plug in get owner. Yeah. The result of get owner of that component that has that C damageable component, that's what we want. That should hopefully appropriately fit things through. Set damage amount. That will indeed set the damage amount. And then it just does damage. Each one of these should still... Alright, so that's running that. It sets the location, and then it's supposed to scan. But we can also just as easily have it do burst away from player. With oh, I can't have it just be one burst away from player node. It needs to have the appropriate target each time. So there's all 4 of them. Make sure they get plugged in. And then the target to burst away shall, of course, be the owner still. But we're just going to add this node right here, a reroute node. Make it a little bit neater. Bring this part down a little bit. Scoot it over. Right there. Right there feels good. Why are you actually Zetaday? Yeah, that'll do. Sure, it'll make total sense to me later. I won't question my own decision-making later. I don't do that every Monday. Hello? No reaction. I don't know if he's receiving damage from this or not. So let's highlight each of these, F9 them, and see what's happening. Hit play. Okay, so one of these actually got a detection. Which one is the third field? Should be hopefully the one closer to me, and then it bounces them out to the 4th field. Or at least it should. So now let's step into the next node and find out what's happening here. What? Oh man, I should have stopped to look at what it actually turned out. Because I didn't pay attention to that. Okay, so it is valid. It did go here. Alright. Okay. Experimental reborn zombie. Alright, yeah, the class is correct. The name is weird. And then launch character. It's the right character. We made a vector out of the velocity. Ah. Find the unit direction vector from one position to another, or 0 if they're the same. Okay. This is what I've been looking for the goddamn arrows. I'm gonna copy that node. Jesus. Okay. And then it's gonna run the alt scan for collisions. Okay, we're gonna stop that there. I'm tired of accidentally clicking into the damn macros for these. So I think on initial start here, I think I'm gonna remove the scan for collisions for right now. And see what happens without. We didn't get any... Like, it hit these. It hit one of them, at least. So let's see about maybe upping this impulse factor to something perceptible, like 20,000, and see if that does it. What's up, buddy? Okay. Yeah, the impulse is... Oh my god! I blasted him off the screen so fast! That escalated so fast! Okay, 20,000, that was crazy. Let's set it to 500. Okay. Alright, now let's set it to, say, 1,000. $2,000. 20,000 was too much. But let's see if a tenth of that is more reasonable. Okay. It's not hitting a second time the way I want it to. Oh, the sweep results. Let me plug that back in and see what happens. Now it's still only hitting for the one. And it's not really mattering, so that's okay. Let me take a look at the zombie and see what its possible, like, iframe timing is. Yeah, because once it's been hit, it can't be damaged again until a certain point. Might be a little too much time. Let me move hit off of here. set hit here. Before the delays happen. And let's see if that allows for a pleasant little double pop there. It does not. Oh wait, that one did. Hell yeah. Okay. It's just that they're kind of really close, but that matches with the animation. And where was this little error called from? The damage field. Where? What was wrong with it? It had to have been somewhere around here. I'm gonna guess. Is valid. Get it with that little question mark. And then we're just gonna... bloop. If it is valid, do the damage. If it is not, do not. Yeah, that should be fine. Since we're doing a valid check here, we probably don't need to worry about putting one up here. And that's just to make sure that we don't get any more unwanted errors. It'll catch them before they trigger. Oh, hey, I got closer and he updated himself. And our colliders actually need to make contact with them now instead of just hitting their general boxed up area. I need to double check those though. Where's that branch at? Do 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 do. Ah, it did it again. See here? We're doing a capsule overlap components. Is not empty. Right, that's all fine. If it's not empty, we go into this for each loop, that's fine. Array element, component has tag. Get instigator. There's the problem. We have get owner, target is actor. Oh wait, target is actor component, not actor. No, this is right. For a second I thought that said target is actor. No, I must have been looking at that. Easy to get confused. So then where is this becoming an issue? Fine, we'll do it this way too. La da da. La da da da. I'm gonna copy this. And I'm gonna paste it here. Because it's actually the owner, specifically from this cast, that would have been what's detected to deal damage to it, right? Set damage amount, pick hit sound. Yeah, that's great. And then also, no, this is just a regular damage field. We don't want to do extra. We already did the component has-tag check there. We don't need that. And that means we can get rid of this here. And that can act independently from the on-spawn event. Yep. I want to know why that's still taking hits. Whew. Okay. Those are good. Need to work on the damage more. Not the damage, the sounds. We need to get to work on those now. As well as getting this guy to actually properly turn, but we'll deal with that. If I make this one update direction shooting, I can go ahead and grab up basically all of this minus the combat sweep check. And where's the other stuff? Where's my enemy blueprint? Again, the template. So we just grabbed that one. This is where we want it to start. Pick attack direction. Target of the attack. Right, we found a node. Where was that node? It was... Oh, damn. It was in the burst way, actually. Yes. Because I only had it apply the impulse to the X or the Y. Primarily. A little bit of the Z. And it was from ourselves or the instigator to the enemy. So this time it would be a flip. So from... This is the archer, right? Get actor location. Let's get player character. And then get actor location on that. Plugging that in. So now this should give us a direction that we should be moving towards with our bullet. So we have that as a vector. That's the unit direction. guess this should already count. So I know why it was, in general, shooting to the left and right. Get rid of the construction script, please. So the left and right is controlled by our transform rotation. If we didn't have that, it would just constantly shoot to the right. So what happens if... What happens if we let it spawn to these? And, oh, whoop. Before I go too crazy. Where did I just have that node that I was getting set up? They get hit better, they take the double hit. That's almost good enough on them. The thing that I wanted to correct a little bit is... Yeah, they need to stop their movement immediately before even the end of the animation. I need to swap this there. And combat, okay. It's fine. Where it... Oh, that was in the enemy template that it opened up in. Whoops. I'm gonna close up some of these. And then from end combat goes to dire destroy. That's fine. Character movement goes there. Okay. Where do I have the thing that's telling it that it can move to begin with? Okay. There we go. It says in combat. All right. So we need to scoot this over and put one more branch here. We don't need a second branch, actually. We need an and bool here. Not. Do I have a thing that says, like, set myself equal to, say, dead? Yeah, destroyed. Destroyed is what it is. Okay. Damn it, where was I? I was in the event up here, right? Right. Get destroyed. Get destroyed, nerd! Alright, so long as we are not destroyed and in combat, let me get rid of that, actually. If we're in combat, this should honestly be an or. My brain was really thinking it was on to something there, and it was not. Okay, so if we're in combat or we're destroyed, we don't move. But if we're not destroyed or we're not in combat, we do move. So now that means that the zombies should no longer be sliding around when they reach a death state. Capiche? Capiche? I'm going to kill him from a range, so that way he has a chance to possibly... Yep, there he goes. Instant stop. Nice. Zombies, you're doing great. You're going to be the showpiece. This, doing great. Might be able to do this at like half the impulse factor. We'll do a cast to breakable object. With the target to move. And have this do the same. With pretty much all the same logic. But not quite. So we're going to take this, multiply it by 0.5. There we go. So that'll change the impulse factor to half of what is being applied to enemies. Oh yeah, the breakable objects don't have a movement component. Right. And it would need to have simulate physics on. Right. We're not gonna have the things push those. That idea is now officially removed from the palette of possibility. Easy. I am going to leave the alt scan on just in case. Just in case we strike something that's not interruptible or movable, but it still winds up like being cool to have it hit it multiple times because it is supposed to be a special attack for that reason. Aside from just the blowback that the ability causes. Go. And there you go. My wrist. Okay. The damage field should be fine. So should this damage field. I haven't noticed any errors popping up. Now for the archer. Okay. So get actor location, this actor to the player actor. And we don't need those values. So what if I get rid of this? We'll keep the unit direction thing. I should just be able to combine this, right? Yeah. And then, let's say I want to take this and wasn't suggest. No, it wasn't. S. The letter S should give me a lot of utility here. Not really, I'm being facetious. Animation data is not what we're looking for. Nope. Just gonna keep on scrolling. Audios, not what we need. Not for this one. Projectile movement. Hopefully we're getting closer. That's activation. Nope. It should already be active. Constrained direction to play. Ooh. Okay. I didn't. I probably did. Okay, no, we didn't. We toggled off constrained to plane. Good. But did I do that for this? I did. No longer constraining those. So now, what happens if we ignore this for now? Velo? No. Launch. Impulse. What do you want from me? Let me open up that arrow again. Closed it out like a fool. Foolish fool. Projectile movement. Let's just scroll through this thing for a little bit. Rotation follows velocity. No. Bounces are not what we need. Not homing or anything like that. Interp rotation. Nope. Okay, so velocity seems like it's always just going to be 1 in the X direction, which absolutely makes sense. I feel like there were other options that I am no longer able to see here. Let's see. Set, bullet, travel, direction, different, and player forward. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. That is... What engine are you talking about? Aha, not that's got slashes through it. That's not this engine. Sorry, I'm looking at my reference thing on the TV off to the side. Okay. Projectile velocity to the resulting vector in local space. Thrown straight out from the facing direction. Let me see. Editable, exposable. Yeah, okay. That all makes sense. Set velocity and local space. Let's try it. Set velocity and local space. I guess. See if it works. Let's leave their radius, see if it does anything again. Nope. Alright, so that just goes wild. Let me see what it's actually printing. I forgot to even check the printout. The X and Y get very, very minimized. And then the Z is just going. Yeah, because the Z location that keeps on changing is actually just it dropping due to gravity. So the X and Y are staying unchanged on this arrow because obviously the Y needs to... Actually, no, not obviously the Y. I kind of want it to adjust as well. So let me see here. Let me delete this and this. Let me get instigator. Get rid of the find look at rotation. So we're going to get the unit direction from the actor location here and the actor location of the player. But this is getting cut out and put into the arrow instead. Because apparently this is all part of setup, so we'll do that. Calculate direction. That'd be perfect. Constrain direction to nope. Math, transform direction. Transform a direction vector by the supplied transform. Nope. Unit direction. That's probably how I found this. Interpolate from a vector to the direction of another vector along a spherical path. Set velocity. Set velocity in local space. Got a reference off to the side, and I'm hoping that it is going to be okay. Set your projectile velocity inside your construction script. You'll be able to send the trajectory directly from the thing to the projectile while spawning. Aha. So if I make a local in here and call it direction to player, make that a vector, drag that in there. I mean, in all technicality, what I really mean to do is set direction to player. Let's hope. Hope, 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 hope. The only other thing on here is the event tick telling us where it's going, and this right here telling us... Actually, I should probably get the transform. No, actually, this is fine. I wanted to go into the archer over here and make sure that there wasn't anything else that I was trying to get the arrow to do on its own. And it doesn't look like there is. We give it the spawning location. I'm going to drop off that transform action. I'm going to get sprite, and I want to transform what scale? No, rotation. Bro-tato, why do you not listen? It doesn't want to listen. It's fine. I hope that it will rotate itself then. Compile. And let's see if the arrow does anything with that new construction script thing that's now trying to work on it. Oh! Well, well. Okay. 2, 3. No real change in the rest of the direction of it, though. What's your rotations? Because that's really... The printing out of just the, what do you call it? The velocity? Not working for me. So we'll also go for... I meant location. Location. Transform location. Nope, that's actually forcing a transform to our location. Actor location. Get actor location. Wonderful. Let's plug that in. I didn't even look at how long these were lasting, so we'll set that to 1. Set that to like that color, that should be fine. Copy and paste that. Look at that. It's a marvel. Absolute marvel. Get actor rotation. Plug that into the string as well. Compile that. I need to probably angle my camera down a little bit again. I've been tinkering with it, trying to get better angles that are more comfortable, but it's just keep on sliding back down. Okay. I don't know what PYR is, but I know that XYZ... Wait. Okay, yeah, so the Y is the depth, that's why it's not changing. That's staying the same. At 11:38. Now it is traveling in an X direction. Let's see velocity changes. but not in the direction that we want it to, because those are actually all kind of going off infinitely. That's not okay. So why is that happening? That is a good question. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't see the thing that they're seeing on theirs. How did they get that random? Editable expose on spawn. Did I forget to do that? I probably forgot to do that. Where's this? Oh, it didn't. It's not supposed to be a local. That's why. Pop that out of there and drop it right in here. Goes on spawn, instance editable. So that is it. That is it. It's weird that they popped that off. It's also weird that it still didn't add anything new to it. Spawn actor. There is no other option. Just spawn actor from class. Arrow. See if a new one will have it. A new one does have it. Oh. So let's plug in that return value right there then. And let's break this up. Because I can kind of just drop those off, plug that there, do that. Also change one of these. I think the rotation was the thing that wasn't getting modified at all. I'm okay with knowing what the position is. Keep that off to the side. So we split this up. Transform location is what we'll have to split even further and have this go there. This goes there. This goes here. And this goes down here. Oops. Undo, because I accidentally added a variable that I didn't mean to. And we can plug this here. And this here. Bye-bye! Whoop! Blocks. Next is this directions player, which we had it kinda here in the construction script, but then I went ahead and yeeted that off into oblivion. So we're gonna get that direction. Between velocity and rotation forward vector. Oh. That's for directional blend spaces. But... What? I won't use that for right now. See, you see this right here? I could just use it with this instead. That's how that would work. Go ahead and look at direction again. Get unit direction, or slurp vector to direction. Interpolate from a vector to the direction of another vector along a spherical path. Maybe. We'll use this one for now. Get actor location. From this actor to get player character. Get actor location. Plug that in there. Oh, let's see how this could work. So what if I convert vector to rotator? Oh. Oh? That may or may not be what I'm looking for. It's rotating the arrow to my player. Fuck yeah. The only issue is that it's not applying any actual momentum or velocity to it. So that gets us the appropriate rotation then. Let's see. Huh. No, that's a different one. Sorry, I'm still trying to find a way to get this thing to, like, move in the appropriate way towards me without, you know, rotating the arrow too much. Because if the arrow, you know, winds up rotating too much, not gonna really look the best. Although, I can go ahead and put on event tick, have this find, look at... Are you serious? Set world rotation to settle. Actually, hold up. Where's my logic that tells my archer or anyone to adjust their facing direction? Okay. Nope. The other one. The other one that happens right before adjust facing. It's going to be pick attack direction, which is this. Actor location for self minus actor location of target of attack, which would be the player. So why does that matter? That's a good question. I'm questioning myself. My sanity is slowly slipping away. That was a good alliteration of S's. Right, it was for the rotation direction of this. Now, we want this to go to a compare. And we're going to compare it with... Yep. 0 is the collect 1. And then depending on that, it'll be... just fine. There. Put this here, because we do need 2. And depending on if this is, it's less than 0, then we rotate 180 on the Y. And if not, it's at 0. Ah, right. Target. Paper Sprite. How's that? That's all world rotations. Which means that you shouldn't be needed there. Direction to player. How's that one? I mean, I don't think it's going to be very different than what it was doing. I stand corrected. They just ain't updating their trajectory there. That's awesome. Okay. So the arrow, whoops, is finally traveling in the directions I want it to. It is not updating its direcciones, though. Let's break this up. Let's struct, put this in a select. We're gonna unplug this from here. Oh, wait a minute. We're not. I realized what my error was. Get player character. Boop. Let's see. Okay, I have them flipped. You know what? Put that back. Put this to 180. Put this to 0. That should be what it's wanting, right? Also, I really need to tell it to do the fire arrow things as it do once. Woo! Okay. We have a ranged enemy. I also noticed that he's not repeating his attack sequence properly, so we'll have to do a couple things here to get this the way we actually want it to. It is doing attacks. Now I need to work on my attack. Arrow working. Now player. Player. I just realized I might want to make my... I think my throw is just going to be a forward throw. I'm not going to have the ability to really change up the direction for it. Unless I hold right click to prime the throw. But that would be, like, that's getting to be too much stuff that I'm not familiar with, because I'd have to intermix the input commands of, like, holding the activating key and then getting, like, the mouse click location, doing a line trace to see if there's anything within the depth of, like, maybe 2,000 to 5,000 range that would match certain parameters. It'll be a bunch. I'll bring it up to Mark tomorrow and see if he thinks it's something that I should try, if it's worth it. We're going to move this box over. I'm also needing to double check that breakable object thing, because they shouldn't be breaking the way they are. Starting to think of having an AI that stalks players throughout your unalive state and their living state to judge he or she to make a decision about what outcome you'll get for being unalive or alive. I'm like partly understanding the concept, but the sentence structure is throwing me off a little bit. I do apologize. We're going to disable print. It's enabled, hooray! I don't remember what the begin play was here. I also distinctly remember being able to just kind of open it, and that was one of the things that was like annoying me before, but I guess we're just going to be assholes. Because they're not showing me anything. So back to the main breakable object to work through that, I guess. See, it doesn't show me my death or destruction logic, take damage, none of that. It just doesn't. Okay. Ah, it is set to do once. Set destroyed. Feel like that might have to come first. Doesn't matter how often you set destroyed to be true. It's just going to wind up being true. We will set hit to false only once. Play the break animation. And we play it from the very start. We play the breaking sound. It's fine. We can play from start, play it sound. Playing things at specific locations, that's fine. wherein is my situation? That's for when it falls over. That's going through that loop. Okay. Yeah. Which one of these is the component that has the tag I'm looking for? That's the one. So I can disable trigger box. Come here, bud. So on complete. Actually, I think I'll do it at the start of the do once. We'll have the trigger box active. Set active to false. And that was for the breakables, so should not still be detecting. So let me take a look at my damage fields again, make sure that they're actively looking for the C breakable component rather than the damageable interface. I'll have to open up both damage fields to be sure. I was inspired by this belief that there is a being watching over you throughout your life in the living and goes beyond the living to give you your judgment. Oh. Yeah. That's pretty dope. I've had, not the same, but similar bordering concepts. Life and death is a very, very complex concept and structure for a lot of people to try and even think about, much less create around, you know? It's cool that you're thinking about that stuff, though. What am I looking for? That's the overlap to deal damage. Component has tag. Okay, yep, that's going based off that. Capsule class filter that has tag. Okay. Do these. Set damage amount. None of that is really doing anything that would need it to, you know, need the specific component. Let's take a look at the heavy, even though I didn't use the heavy to attack this. We just reworked this, so we know that it's all based off of the component, and the only other thing that there is for actor is just going to be getting the location. But I think we can also change that to the get owner part right there. Just so that way we have that continuity and we're not using any pins that we don't need to pull information that we're not really going to be using. So we'll have that. But that still doesn't explain why we're taking that damage. So let's take a look here. Oh, okay, it's probably because of here. So let's take a look-see. First step, it checks if we are hit or destroyed. If we are not, it goes, sets it to hit, subtracts current HP from it sets the current HP equal to current HP minus the new HP, or rather what your current HP is. So take away the damage from your current health, make that your set health value. Next, go to the flip book and set it to your hit animation. Play it from the start. Play the sound at the location. Wait a duration. And then do the compare float for destruction. We're going to do this here. Or another version of it here. Do this here, and we'll say if this is less than or equal to 0, it'll do that. And if not, then it can go down to the other one. Either one. Yeah. Ought to do it. Oh. So why'd I smack it once and it decided that was the end of the world? Oh, the arrow changes its direction based on... Okay, I gotta make sure that it only does that when it's fired. That's crazy. That was funny. Let me try this again, because this fell over immediately. And it did it on one hit. That's not how I want them to work. What's the health values on this? Where's the default? Alright, yeah, so everything should be set to 3. And it's just not wanting to do stuff, I see. Let me also open up the arrow, take care of that. Make sure that I move the code that I have on event tick to... Yep. Cut all that out. Actually, I don't think we even need those anymore. Hooray. Now on begin play is when we're going to do the adjustment to our rotation. And our breakable objects should not be freaking the hell out. Oh, it's because I don't have an input on there. There we go. I didn't plug that in, so... Bop, bop, bop. You're not playing your right thing. Breakable barrel, barrel neutral, barrel hit. Barrel break hit. Do once. Should be setting the trigger box to not be hittable. You're still hittable. That's a problem. You know what? We're just gonna leave it as being hit. That hit marker will never turn off. How is that? How do you like it? Them apples, you just won't function anymore. Yes. And it still doesn't want to obey. That's wild. What is happening? I have changed like everything else on there. It should not be doing that at all. Let's go ahead and get rid of these 2 breakables real quick. Delete that and make sure that I'm actually in the map. Do you work? You don't. What's happening? Where's my... This is the animation that should be playing. Why isn't it playing? Tell me. Tell me now. Do the thing. Okay. Yeah, that's the barrel break hit. Next node. Play from start. Yes. The flip book length of... You gonna tell me which sprite it is? Of course not. Play sound at location. That should be fine. Okay. That goes through 4 times. Does a delay, does the thing. Yep. Okay. So the physical collider should be destroyed. If that physical collider is being outright destroyed... It's the physical collider being destroyed, it's not the trigger box being disabled. So I disabled trigger box over here, actually. That's the full break animation. To look more healthy in terms of its capital in order to get more investors interested in the... That has nothing to do with anything that you've been saying. I don't know where that part of your sentence came from. It's just very out of place. So wondering why... The full break animation should also be, like, what we're left with here. Barrel broken, which you should be. And these updates should only account for your actual sprite color. And yet, we're left with that. Why? Set flipbook to neutral. If current HP is greater than 0, yes. Set that to neutral. Set hit to not hit. That's fine. I feel like this here somehow got it effed up / confused. So I'm going to do this. And grab these. this up here, plug this down here, and plug that right. Nope, nope. Current HP goes up here. We can do that there. What's that? Will that work? Will that reorganization do? Did the comment section not show the other part of the comment, the earlier part? It mixed it up. Okay, here is the linear bit that I'm seeing here. I'm starting to think of having an AI that stalks players throughout your unlive state and their living state to judge he or she to make a decision about what outcome you'll get for being unlive or live. I was inspired by this belief that there is a being watching over you throughout your life in the living and goes beyond the living to give you your judgment. To look more healthy in terms of its capital in order to get more investors interested in them. You see how it feels really disjointed in the communication there? You go from talking about inspirations of beliefs of life and death and judgment to talking about healthy capital gains and investment. I don't know if there was a correlation there I was supposed to see, but I don't see it. So if there was another part that was missing from the comment, that might make sense as to why it doesn't make sense right now. Let's go ahead and try and hit this. Okay. And now it's... Okay. Now it's paying attention. We got it to work. It censored it? Okay, so it mixed things up. That happens. Breakable objects should now be functioning the correct way. So we have that breakable barrel right there. And let's go ahead and speckle some of these barrels and boxes throughout it. See if we can double up on that one a little bit and maybe put a barrel over here. I might even be able to make it a rotated sideways barrel. Let me put this in a right view perspective. Oh, it might freeze. It's gone. That's crazy. Whoa! Look at that! It's 9 o'clock on the dot! So it's a good thing that I've been saving religiously. So hopefully I didn't lose anything really vital. And we're going to have to wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and say thanks to those that participated in the chat today, including but not limited to Abman and Darklight. Thank you both for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Anyone watching this in the future, I greatly appreciate you. Anyone watching this from the past, how dare you? I didn't authorize that. That's impossible. That breaks the space-time continuum. Anyway, with all that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys. Hang on, let me just read this last one. I don't know what I need to remove to have the other part appear. Yeah, just type it out in Discord or message me there. With all that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I will see y'all in the next one. Stay frosty.